all I gotta say is get some Narcan. Y'all fools are gonna need it.
Non-apologetic
Nonsense.
We're here to address the comments I received on my last video where I called out Kodak Black for his false claims on saying he took 100 Percocets a day. Now, in that video, we talked about how if you're taking Percocets, they have 325 milligrams of Tylenol, and you run into a risky state. Tylenol toxicity is what they call it when you take over 4,000 milligrams of Tylenol or 4 grams in a 24-hour period. People were not happy with me. Now, don't get me wrong. A lot of people in the comments were educated. They knew what they were talking about. A lot of people don't. So I'd like to address some of those comments on an individual basis. Now, it seems from me reading through these comments that y'all don't know what a Percocet is. So we received dozens of comments that were exactly like this. We have Derek Lindinger 3468 saying not all Percocets have Tylenol, which is, of course, 100% false. I replied to him and said oxycodone and Tylenol is what makes a Percocet. Every single one, no matter the strength. Be careful if you use, someone has misinformed you. And on to the next in the same vein, we have fucking Rowdy. It's a good name. He says, Perk 15s and 30s definitely exist. I did not argue that they did not. And those have no Tylenol. Once again, that is, of course, 100% false. Every Percocet in the history of the world has Tylenol, and that is very important. Because you're able to use, your human body is able to use a high dose of oxycodone. I don't want to say without consequences, but you can use a tremendous high level of oxycodone. But this Tylenol, it's going to throw you into that overdose way down here. Now, I have no doubt you could keep taking and taking if it didn't have Tylenol in it. But the fact is that perks do. So, since no one can do a simple Google search, what we have here is something from the Food and Drug Administration. Each Percocet tablet for oral administration contains oxycodone, hydrochloride, and Tylenol. And then it goes on to list the strengths. After about the third day of people commenting this, somebody commented something and it put everything in perspective. So we want to thank Newlude88. He says they refer to oxycodone 30s as perks in that community. They have 0 Tylenol. So I started getting a lot more comments about this, and this is the dumbest thing ever. If you are referring to oxycodone pills as perks, it means you're also referring to actual perks as perks. So if you're out there grabbing, let me get a perk, you don't know what you're getting. And once again, this comes all the way back to that Tylenol, right? How if it's a real perk, that Tylenol is going to get you. It doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter how much of an addict you are. It's just the way it is. Now, we also got a lot of comments along this vein where people just kind of wanted to brag, I guess. Like Nino One Piece 3 said, I've been taking 20 Tylenol PM pills with heroin every day for the past 17 years. I haven't overdosed once. Now, this is obviously a troll comment or a lie. He's not taking 20 Tylenol PMs a day. He wouldn't be awake to make that comment, right? And as far as mixed with heroin, I understand that these pills are meant to mimic the medicinal effects of heroin, but heroin itself wouldn't have Tylenol, so that point is irrelevant. Moving on, we have a whatever Chris. I used to take 20 to 30 day bro boo. You just call me boo? Bro boo lie period. Oh, used to take 20 to 30 a day, bro, no lie period. If I had over 30, I would have taken it. Blessed to be sober. Congratulations, buddy. And we got a couple nitwits here. We got Tommy Baskowski. Back when I was using, I took 20 Vicodin in a day plenty of times. Then he goes on, he took 10s as well. Another guy, Hector Visquel. I have no idea what you have no idea what you're talking about. I took 30,000 milligrams of Tylenol daily. Now sober for 8 years with no permanent damage. I would say two things. He's probably lying. If he isn't, he needs to go have that liver check because that thing is shot. And like I say, these aren't my opinions. This isn't my opinion. This is medical science. I don't know. Crazy. All right, we have another guy talking about how he was snorting pressed M30s 15 to 20 a day. He had enough in his system to kill over 200 people. Y'all are just so cool. This is reminding me of like the fisherman's tale. You know, like when you're there and you catch the fish is this big. Everyone in the room knows the fish is this big. And then over the years, you get further and further removed from the situation. Now it's this big, now it's this big. And if someone makes a video and this guy comments on it next year, he will have taken 65, crushed them, and shot them and is fine. Look, I know there are plenty of super junkies out there. Seems like we have some in the comment section. But they are the exception to the rule. It's sort of, let's say you hear a tale of someone who climbed up on a 4-story roof and balcony, whatever. He jumped off, he lived, landed on his feet, it didn't blow out his kneecaps, he's fine. He's the exception to the rule. Everyone else who made that jump, they died or were critically injured. This is along the lines of play stupid games, win stupid prizes. Everyone wants to act like they're the exception until they become the statistic. Also, something else I kept seeing, and this is just a little advice here. If you are the type who chews up your pills, right? If you instead of swallowing and waiting, if you chew, always swallow some water. It just rips your stomach apart, your liver, everything, if it's processing that pill without water inside. Also, y'all need to get some Narcan. The lack of knowledge on the drugs y'all are putting in your body is insane. Get Narcan. Most Walgreens are giving it out for free. Tell your loved ones, I guess, if y'all are actually trying to do this. Basically, you'll get a 2-pack. This is nasal spray. If you or someone else is ODing on opiates or opioids, lay them down, hand under their neck, get their neck back, do 2 hits in one nostril. If they don't start showing signs within 3 to 5 minutes, pull the other one out, another 2 hits in the other. It's funny, I've seen on cops where addicts get super mad, right? Because it takes their high away, because it nullifies the effects in the body. So yeah, y'all need to get some of this stuff, this Narcan, and probably get it fast. But look, at the end of the day, I don't care what y'all take. I don't care if you want to be a junkie. Waste your entire life doing that. Try to beat the junkie Kodak Black's record, because make no mistake, he is a junkie. If you want to try that, that's fine. But what I'm trying to do is give you the facts of the amount of this stuff you can actually take in a 24-hour period if you're going to use and still be okay. Not blow out your liver, not OD. If that's the road you're going down, I'm just trying to give you the facts to do it properly, right? Because for everyone out there who's claiming they took 50, 40 a day, for everyone that actually does that, there's 1,000 people who don't wake up. 1,000 families who get that call, who have to mourn. Just quit being stupid is all I'm saying. And quit listening to your junkie uncle, or like I say, Kodak Black is just a flat out junkie. Let's just get that out of the way. Listening to his junkie lies is insane. No one has ever taken 100 Percocet in a 24-hour period and lived to tell the tale. Not anyone in the comment section, not me, not anyone else. I guess the other main thread we would get is sort of like, how do you know? Which I thought was great, because that's the exact opposite opinion I thought we were going to get on this. Like, Z toed at me. Clearly, I think he's trying to say clearly you've never done anything and gotten immune to it. Our very next comment, let's get this set back up. He says, false, my guy, you build a tolerance. Yes, on paper you are correct, but you have no experience with use or users. I've seen people crush 60 a day. No, you haven't. At least not real perks. Like I say, if you're calling oxys perks, you're an oxymoron. That's the dumbest shit ever because you don't know which one you're getting, or you might actually be getting an oxycontin, which has its own set of rules that differentiate from the perks and the oxy. But a lot of people were like this. You obviously don't know, which is great. When I made the video going through the actual facts and the chemical makeups of these pills and the toxicity levels, I assumed it would just be 100 comments. You're a junkie. How do you know? Da-da-da-da-da. We need, I thought it was going to be something like that. So for the fact that y'all are coming with this opinion, I like that a lot better. But yeah, the fact is you got 325 milligrams in every Percocet. When you hit that 4,000 milligrams a day, you're going to start getting in trouble. It's not, like I said in the first video, it's not that you're going to die when you take 13. I mean, some people have. But that's when you get at that point where you're in that risky territory. And the further you go over it, the more chance it is that you're going to lay down, go to sleep, start having what they call the death gargle. Your lungs start choking on your own fluids. And then you just never wake up. It suppresses your breathing, and that's just that. And y'all commenting on this, you're either really striving to be a junkie, and if that is the case, I really hope you reach your goal. All I gotta say is get some Narcan. Y'all fools are gonna need it. See you next time.
Non-apologetic.
Nonsense.